Hello, thank you for joining this month's Connect with Control M session. My name is Trinidad Gaitan and I'll be your facilitator for this webinar. Today we will go through an overview and highlights of FixPack 200 for Control M. We have three presenters today from the Control M support team, Jason Bond, Maribel Garcia, and Esteban Santiago. We recommend going to full screen mode during this presentation by pressing the full screen button. For any questions you may have during the presentation, please post them in the Q&A pod. We will be addressing your questions at the end of the session. Today we'll demonstrate the topics that you see here, and after these demonstrations we'll have a live Q&A. For our first demonstration, Jason will show an overview of 921.200. Jason, please go ahead.
Thank you, Trini, for the introduction. Welcome to the latest release of Control M version 9.0.21.200. In this update, we've introduced several exciting features and enhancements designed to streamline your workflow and optimize your job scheduling process. Let's dive in. Enhanced user interface and web interface. The Control M dashboard has been revamped with a sleek, modern design, making it easier than ever to navigate and manage your workflows. The new customization allows users to personalize their dashboards, layouts, and prioritize important information. The MFG dashboard was moved to the web interface for easier access. Workload Change Manager submission requests was also moved to the web interface. A few more features that were moved out of the Control M Configuration Manager into the web are host group administration, agent administration, notification destinations, previously called shout destinations, the ability to create agentless hosts or remote hosts, agentless keys. Control M has also improved job scheduling capabilities. Version 9.0.21.200 introduced enhanced job scheduling algorithms, optimizing resource allocation and improving job execution efficiency. The new algorithms in Control M version 9.0.21.200 are engineered to intelligently allocate resources based on various factors such as job dependency, priorities, and available resources. Control M can now make more informed decisions regarding job executions. This includes better predictions of resource requirements, proactive handling of potential bottlenecks, and smarter load balancing across the infrastructure. Another notable feature introduced into Control M version 9.0.21.200 is adaptive scheduling. This capability enables Control M to dynamically adjust scheduling decisions in real time based on changing workload conditions and system dynamics. Users now have greater flexibility in defining dependencies and constraints, ensuring smooth execution of complex workflows. An example would be customized folder reuse. The concept of customized folder reuse. Traditionally, Control M creates a new folder for each instance of job or job flow, which may result in abundance of folders over time. This can lead to clutter and resource inefficiency, especially in environments with numerous job executions. Customized folder reuse addresses this challenge by allowing users to specify conditions under which Control M can reuse existing folders rather than creating new ones. This helps in organizing and managing job executions more effectively while optimizing resource utilization. This will be better explained later during a demo. Another feature is advanced monitoring and alerting. Control M in 9.0.21.200 has implemented real-time monitoring capabilities, and they've been enhanced, providing instant visibility into job status and performance metrics. The addition of customizable alerting thresholds allows users to proactively identify and address issues before they impact operations. It has also expanded integration options. Control M now offers seamless integration with popular DevOps tools and platforms, enabling end-to-end automation across the software delivery lifecycle. The native integration with popular DevOps tools such as Jenkins, Git, Jira, and many others. This means that developers and operations teams continue to work with their best preferred tools while leveraging the power of Control-M for orchestration and automation. Control-M integrates with continuous delivery pipelines to automate the deployment of application and associated workflows by incorporating Control-M into the CI/CD process. Organizations can ensure that application releases are seamlessly orchestrated with other system dependencies such as database or batch processing jobs. Another new feature is new APIs and connectors facilitate integration with third-party applications, extending the platform's capability and flexibility. Control-M exposes comprehensive REST APIs, allowing for easy integration with custom scripts and third-party tools. This API-driven approach enables developers to automate various aspects of workload management from job scheduling to monitoring and reporting. With the rise of infrastructure as code practices, Control-M adapts by integrating with tools like Terraform and Ansible. This integration enables organizations to automate the provisioning and configuration of infrastructure components necessary for running their workloads. Next, we have performance optimization. Significant performance improvements have been made across the platform, reducing latency and enhancing overall system responsiveness. Optimized resource utilization ensures efficient utilization of hardware resources, maximizing scalability and reliability. Enhanced reporting and analytics. The reporting and analytics capabilities of Control-M have been enhanced, providing users with actionable insights and performance trends. One of the most significant enhancements is the introduction of a united reporting interface. This interface acts as a central hub, consolidating data from various sources within the Control-M ecosystem, whether it's job execution logs, resource utilization metrics, or SLA adherence reports. Users now have a single pane of glass through which to view and analyze critical information. In Control-M version 9.0.21.200, advanced analytic and algorithms are implemented to extract meaningful patterns and trends from the vast sea of data generated by workload executions. These insights are presented in a clear and intuitive manner, enabling users to identify bottlenecks, optimize resource allocation, and potentially address potential issues before they impact operations. Understanding performance trends is essential for long-term strategic planning and optimization, whether it's predicting peak workload periods, identifying seasonal patterns, or forecasting resource requirements. Control-M equips organizations with the foresight needed to stay ahead of the curve. Customizing options for the dashboard. Recognizing that different stakeholders have unique reporting requirements, Control-M offers a range of customization options for dashboards and reports. From predefined templates to ad hoc query builders, users have the flexibility to tailor their reporting experience to suit their specific needs. In today's interconnected IT landscape, data silos are the enemy of efficiency. Control-M version 9.0.21.200 breaks down these barriers by offering seamless integration with external systems and third-party analytic platforms. Whether it's feeding data into a centralized data lake for enterprise-wide analysis or integration with business intelligence tools for advanced visualization. New visualization tools enable users to create customized reports and dashboards, empowering data-driven decision-making. That concludes my presentation. Back to Trini.
Thank you, Jason, for showing an overview of 921.200. In our next demo, Maribel will show features moved to Control-M Web. Maribel, please go ahead.
Thank you, Trini. As I mentioned, I will do a demonstration to show some of the new features move or include from Control-M Configuration Manager into Web Environment, and also the changes for Workload Change Manager submitted requests in version 9.21 Fixpak 2 in the web environment. In this demonstration, we will see the location for host groups and host restrictions, network load balancer router, agent management to add an agent, update, ping, and check the system parameters, Also the Shoot Destination Manager, now called Notification Destinations, and agentless host and agentless keys. Then we will continue to review the changes for Workload Change Manager requests in the web environment. At this link for the release notes, you can find these new features. We will start with a location for the options Move or Added from Control M Configuration Manager to Web. I will show you a quick overview of where they were on previous version from Configuration Manager and where they can be found in Web Interface in Fixpack 2. On previous version from Configuration Manager, the host group and host restrictions can be here. From Manage tab, you see Host Manager, and here we can see host group and host restrictions. Now from Configuration Manager Fixpack 2, if we go to Host Manager, we can see where they were moved. From the web interface, we need to go to Agents, and under Manage, we can see Host Group and Agent Host Restrictions. Let's continue with the Network Load Balancer router in the Configuration Manager from previous version. You can find it here as New Network Load Balancer router. In Fixpack 2, you can also find it from the Configuration Manager in the same location, but it also can be found in the web under Agents, at Agent, Load Balancer Router. For agent management in Configuration Manager, on previous versions, you can add an agent from new Control M agent to add an agent, and then from existing one, you can right-click on the agent and you can update the agent, you can ping or check the system parameters. In Fixpack 2, you can find the same in the Configuration Manager. In the website, you can add an agent from here. And if you right-click an existing agent, you can edit, ping, check the system parameters. Let's continue with Shoot Destination Manager. Before, in Configuration Manager, we can see it here from Manage tab, Shoot Destination. Let's check from the Configuration Manager Fixpack 2 how we can see it now. If you go to Manage, you can see Shoot Destination. It redirects to the web and it opens the configuration home, and in the web the name changes to Manage Notification Destination. Now for agentless hosts and agentless keys, it is from CCM, from Home tab, you can go to New, Remote Host, and for agentless keys, it is under Security, SSH keys. Now with Fixpack 2, you can find it in CCM and also in web. In the web, the remote host changed with the agentless host name and added under agents. If you go to agents, add agent, agentless host. For SSH keys, it can be found under manage SSH keys. Now we will continue with the changes done for Workload Change Manager submitted requests. In version 21 Fixpack 2, a new enhancement was added, and administrators and schedulers can now assume ownership and review workspaces that were submitted by other members of the organization from the web interface. Previously, submit could be done from the web interface, but review and return actions of the workspace were managed in the THIC client, so we had to have both interfaces, web and THIC client, available for these actions. Now all options are available from both sides. Let me show you in a quick example the action showing the regular flow. Here I'm logging as a scheduler, and this owner has this workspace ready for submit. Now let me log in as administrator. As administrator, we have to go to an assigned work, and here we have the workspace from the scheduler, and we do have the option Start Review. We will review the workspace from the scheduler, and we do have here the option to return. Clicking on Return, we can return the workspace. This concludes our demonstration for some of the new features for Fixpack 2. Thank you, and now back to you, Trini.
Thank you, Maribel, for showing features moved to Control-M Web. For our final demo, Esteban will demonstrate how to work with Automation API. Esteban, please go ahead.
Thank you for that introduction, Trini, and thank you to everyone who is here with us today. In today's first demo, we will talk a little about the reference folder and what is added in this version of Control-M. A reference subfolder is an empty subfolder that points to another smart folder or job and enables to run one or more of these entities when you run the reference subfolder. This eliminates the need to replicate and manage defined smart folders and jobs. This functionality was introduced to the product in version 9.0.21. However, at this time, all jobs were ordered with the same names defined in the reference folder, which could cause some confusion. From version 9.0.21 onwards, the use of references was introduced to identify each job with its respective name, in addition to other fields that can also be changed using variables. Let's see in the demonstration. First, log into the web interface. After that, I'm going to open my company folder. This folder contains some department jobs like HR and sales. I have the start, the folder that I'm referencing here, the referenced folder, and the HR and sales end. And now I'm going to modify it. And then I'm going to load the reference folder that I've created to run. You see, in the reference folder, there are three jobs: billing, department, and invoke. Now I'm going to run my folder, just the main folder, my company folder. And after moving to the monitoring domain, we are going to see that all jobs are ordered. You see the HR starts, the sales start, and all jobs from my reference folder that repeats the same name for the two instances of the jobs that I've ordered. In version 9.0.21.200, an option was introduced to replace some attributes, totally or partially, with variables defined in the subfolders. The variable for job name is ref_name and is used to assign a unique job name to each instance of the subfolder. The variable for description is ref_description and is used to define a unique description for each job. The variable for run_as is called ref_run_s and allows you to define a different user to run each job. The same thing for application sub-applications with the variables ref_application and ref_sub_appl, respectively. And finally, to define a different host or host group for each job, we must use the ref_host_group variable. Now I'm going to return to the Control-M. We put all the jobs in hold and delete them. And after that, I'm going back to planning and close all workspaces that I've been working with. And now we will open the new versions of the folders to show you how to use the variables. See, it's the same set of jobs, but now the subfolders are referenced in a folder called Referenced Folder 21200. This folder contains the same three jobs, but now they have a placeholder called ref__ in some parts of the jobs. This placeholder is used by Control-M and will be replaced by the variables I mentioned previously. In the case of this demonstration, I will not use the run_as or host group variables, as the jobs I have will only run on a single agent and with just one user. Also note that the placeholder can be used at any part of the field value, at the beginning, in the middle, or you just can use the placeholder itself. It will be replaced by the variable values. We can now observe that in each subfolder that we are using to execute reference folder 21200, there is a group of variables with different values for each of them. In the processing HR folder, the variables for name, description, application, and sub-application refer to the HR department. In the processing sales folder, the variables for name, description, application, sub-application refers to the sales department. Now we are going to run the folder that contains the variables. and that will reference the referenced folder 21200. And after a quick refresh, you're going to see the jobs that are now ordered. Now, you will notice that each job within its specific subfolder has its own attributes as defined in the variables within the folder during definition. This helps to identify the department to which each job belongs, making administration much more user-friendly. The values of the fields where you use the placeholders were replaced correctly, and each subfolder has different values, even if the job executed is the same as those already defined in the reference folder. It is important to note that because the feature replaces variables at execution time and not in the job definition, the values are not validated against the defined access control roles. This means that if you use access control run as authorization, these authorizations will not be validated and will be ignored. Also, users can set reference paths to folders they are not authorized to update when using this functionality. In these cases, we recommend that the functionality be disabled. To disable it, open CCM, right-click on the EM component, choose System Parameters, go to Advanced, search for name, allow reference path, and set to false. And that ends this part of the presentation. Now let's move to the new Automation API feature, Run on Demand. The Run on Demand command enables you to execute jobs immediately using Automation API, without deploying them to the Control-M EM database and without requiring the user data jobs in Control-M to trigger them. This approach can be useful for the event-driven job executions. This command would be the equivalent of CTM create, which allows jobs to be created and run on demand without existing in the database. It requires Control-M EM and Automation API version 90.21.200 or later to work. If you want to run the command from non-default agent, API version 90.21.220 or later must be installed. To start this demonstration, I'm going to run the CLI command ctm end show to display the environment I've created to point into my EM 9.21.200. Now I am displaying the content of the JSON file that has the job definitions that I want to run on demand. Note that the file must contain the basic job information such as folder name, on-demand folder, Control-M server, job name, on-demand job, type, run as. Note that this information alone is sufficient to run a basic on-demand job. Then, using the CLI again, I execute the command ctm run on demand, passing the JSON file containing the definition as a parameter. This is the basic syntax for executing the command. When run, Ctrl-M will return a run ID. Using the ctm run status command and entering the ID as a parameter, I will receive the job execution information. Opening the web interface again, we can see that the job was not only executed, but also has all the values that are entered in the definition file. When going to the planning domain, it is possible to see that the on-demand folder was not created, meaning that the job only exists in the AJF and it was executed on demand, exactly as occurs when using the ctm create command. This concludes my demonstration. Thank you for being with us today. Now let's go back to Trini. Trini, it's up to you.
Thank you, Esteban, for showing how to work with Automation API. All right, everyone, that concludes our session for today. On behalf of Jason, Maribel, Esteban, and the entire Connect with Control-M team, thank you for spending some time with us today. We look forward to you taking advantage of these features in your environment. Stick around for the Q&A session where we will take your questions. But first, you can learn more about the BMC education course Control-M Fundamentals Administering by clicking the link in the link section below, or you can visit the bit.ly link you see on the screen. Your feedback shapes our future webinars. We would appreciate if you will take a moment and answer a few questions for us in the survey that you will receive later today. You can find Control-M on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Links for each one can be found in the link section below. You can watch previous webinars on the Control-M channel on YouTube. Today's webinar will be posted there within a couple of days. Let's kick off the Q&A. As a reminder, you can enter your questions on the Ask a Question section at any time.